them expand more and more into publishing than we are exclusive content.
Okay,
Um,
true.
there's
But
that.
the,
And
but the
then the
problem.
majority of
Sorry, go ahead.
anything we get, also they take their own legs out from underneath them and put it on PC. Which, if you're for those of you that have PCs that can run these games, they're going to run better, faster, cleaner, and clearer than they are on any console. So why would you even bother getting it on an Xbox?
Because the only problem with Halo has always been this. For some odd reason, I mean, okay, let me put it this way. 3 was great. 2 was peak. 1 was fun. But story-wise, and it's just like you try to copy other elements from other shooters instead of just coming up with your own. Gears of War is a great example of that because do I love Gears of War? Yes. I love 1 through 3. I love Judgment. I love 4. 5 was just because 5 felt rushed. And so what did they have to do? You had to go back to E-Day, something that fans have always talked about. If you follow the lore, you follow the books. You know about Emergence Day. Why was there never a game about the fall of Sarah and the rise of the Locusts? Right there, we have a game that's literally E-Day, to where we have a young Dom, we have a young Marcus Phoenix, and you've revitalized revitalized the brand. Could Halo do the same thing? Yes, but the problem with Halo is they take a product, they rush it, and they expect fan loyalty. You're not going to do that by game 4, game 5. It's not there anymore. Mm-hmm. So that's why Halo Infinite failed. Halo Infinite failed because after you beat the main campaign, what's left? Oh, we have skins. We have events. You basically turn into Fortnite, which again, if you like Fortnite, happy for you. But I didn't want to go to Halo and play Fortnite. In the same sense, you go to Call of Duty, and if you're like me, I would like to play the campaign. I don't want to immediately jump into multiplayer and then go straight into zombies. If that's your thing, cool. But a lot of the fan base got lost because of that. Halo lost its entire fan base because they tried to copy and emulate other shooters. That was the problem. Microsoft
two games that was at the top of their in my opinion, that was in that arena was Battlefronts and Halo.
Another one.
It was once again.
Yeah, Battlefront was cool too.
I'm going to argue.
Go ahead, Joe.
I'm going to argue ODST and Reach are also up there. And the reason why Halo isn't doing that well is because not the fans aren't there. It's because they expect every Halo game to hit Halo 3 sales numbers. And when they aren't, they're pivoting hard to something else that will.
Yeah, I can't fully agree. Although ODST should have been more of an addition to a game versus a game by itself, because that was a money grab. Reach could have also been an addition.
Argument.
Yeah, it should have been. Not for them to be standalone games, they were both money grabs. But again, I digress just because I am a Halo fan. I still go back and play 1 through 3. It's just that Microsoft freaking do better. But Captain, sorry, we went on a long rant.
No, I want the rants. I want the tangents. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, and we don't come back for a couple more weeks, so I need this.
But I'll also throw this to you before we.
Chris really likes angry. Chris really, really likes Angry Joe, and by that I mean me.
Well,
it's entertaining.
I'm actually glad because after we get through Spider-Man, there is a certain role for a very beloved X-Men character that's picking up steam just because we're getting ever so closer to that possible casting. But before we get to that, guys, like I said, still catching back up for 2024. This also came out while Get Bit was on hiatus. Marvel has came out with your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and some people had some issues about certain cast members. I'm just going to leave it at that.
You're gonna be late.
Sorry, man. I'm okay.
Hey,
Oh,
Petey's always been a bit clumsy.
you know me, clumsy Petey Parker. Help! Mr. Campbell, I remembered I left something in the bathroom. Deuces. Parker out.
Superpower size kid, know you want a neighbor like me. Look out.
Somebody help me! He's running, grab him! Gotcha!
I thought it was Dan Meat. Check out our next victim in his dumbass costume.
Is my suit really that bad? Ouch!
Oh!
Watch out for that ladder! Just consider it a good deed from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's me, by the way. I'm Spider-Man.
There we go, there we go, there we go again. Swinging through the city so fast you could barely notice him.
I truly believe that I have these powers to help people, to protect them.
Need my city, you need me. Taking off the mask, I know what you see. Know you want a neighbor like me. Just a young man cleaning up the streets. Ain't nothing changed, no, this is the real me.
So, you're Spider-Man. With my help, you'll achieve greatness.
Oh man, this suit's incredible! If you ever need another butt kicking, just look for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Know you want a neighbor
And no, you may not be excused from said test. Ah, nice of you to join us, Mr. Parker. See me after class.
And that, guys, was the trailer for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that'll be on Disney Plus. So, fellas, as I'm looking for the scene that's basically taking a lot of incels off, how do we feel about it?
Like the voice cast, like the animation, I actually like the entire design.
Mm-hmm.
However, I need to know why. There's the reimagining thing.
Mm-hmm.
Make it more modern. You can see that. You see the reimagining, that you see all that. Make it more modern. You can't make it any more modern than that. You still have a lot of story to tell. I'll wait to watch. I'm not gonna hate on it because I'm a fan of the character. I'm a fan of the stories. You know, we've seen the different iterations before. In other different animations for Spider-Man, how they kind of, in every iteration of Spider-Man, they've always done something. They've changed when he's met certain characters. They've changed who's in his life in high school. They've done a lot of things, you know. And I think what that suffers from it isn't really geared towards the older audience. It's geared towards the more younger audience to get them more involved. And I get that. That's marketing. I get that part. We've seen it. What was the one? The version they had on? It's like with Iron Man. The Iron Man that they had on Nickelodeon.
Oh,
and it was more CGI, like more CGI than anything. It was animated, but it was Armored Adventures. And like they had he met a T'Challa that was the same age as him. You know, that was already Black Panther. It was a lot of stuff. He was dealing with being Iron Man as a teenager in high school. And while the stories were there, it was different.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's just dealing with the difference. Now, I'm not going to even lie. Even as you're pausing it right here and you're looking at Norman Osborn, that's Norman Osborn.
That's Lex Luthor.
Yes. I mean, it's Lex Luthor.
Don't lie to these people. That's Lex Luthor.
Yeah. You know what? No, I'll take that back. You're right. It's Lex Luthor. Animated series, Lex Luthor. And you got my guy, Coleman PTSO Domingo, for those that don't know, that's put that shit on.
They're hating on Junior's hair. I don't know why.
I don't know neither. You know, that's why I said I won't hate it, because once again, I can actually say that I'm a fan of all this nerd stuff, bad or good. Let me see it first before I start tearing it apart. And then I'm not even going to get online to tear it apart. If I don't like it, I just won't watch it.
I just love the fact it's Norman with the waves the waves are what I'm just like.
Kind of tells itself, doesn't it?
Yes, and then you got his son, which again, I am not knocking how they did Harry and how they did Norman. There are people out there that have other opinions. I'll even be. I just feel like they need to get out of their mom's basement, touch grass, or if you're in Nashville, Tennessee, or basically on the eastern side of the U.S., touch snow. But I'm not knocking it. I think, like I said, the animation is clean. I like where they're going with this. Peter, starting out in a different suit, not the traditional red and blue that we know. I'm not knocking any of this because this is a fresh take on Spider-Man's beginnings. So yeah. I can't knock it. I'm gonna definitely.
It's not in the 616 universe. Even though at first, when the first teasers were coming out, people were thinking, I thought so too. I
want to know.
I think the initial plan was it was supposed to be MCU Peter's like first year on the job, and then they realized you don't really follow that. You can't really follow No Way Home with that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So
there's a lot involved.
Yeah.
So Kira asks, is he Dominican with that top knot? My question is, as I ask people with all top knots, are you Hiroyuki Sanada or do you serve? What Shogun do you serve? If the question entails answer are no, why do you have a top knot? Now, right here, I'm fine with it because to me, this kind of reminds me of like the Vampire Samurai, the Black Vampire Samurai in Guilty Gear. He's got top knot dreads. He's like the baby version of that hairstyle. Like, I'm guessing he wants this to be dreads eventually, just doesn't have enough to braid up top. Or have enough top to like get the start of the dread.
Yeah.
You know what else this reminds me of?
At least it's not the Killmonger.
No, it's not the Killmonger.
Yeah, at least not the Killmonger haircut. That's the point I was going to get out. But go ahead. What are you going to say, Chris?
A couple of years ago, they reimagined the Buffy comics, and they put the entire Scooby crew back in high school, but a lot of things changed. Like Xander became a vampire. Willow became a.
That's right for the actual actor.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. But Willow became a witch much earlier. You know,
I was about to say nothing changed.
Yeah. You like it's just the timing and just certain things. Cordelia became part of the crew much earlier. You know, so it was it was a reimagining.
Yeah.
You know.
But again, it's hard not to. Like you said, it's hard not to find anything wrong with this because again,
it looks good.
It's good. I can't find fault with this.
Oh, no.
I can't. I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Chris, pull the video back. We got to talk because Joe knows stuff.
Shoot. Give me a second, but keep going.
No, actually, I need you to pull it back to where he's in the hallway with the three girls.
Oh, yep. Mary Jane.
Yeah, hold on.
Not in this.
Yep, 1 second, because I just actually moved on to the next still. But give me a second.
Mary Jane is not in this. They have officially said Mary Jane and Ned Leeds will not, or MJ, Zendaya, MJ, and Ned Leeds will not be a part of this series at any point. This is a different world. My thoughts, as we will get into, because we left on one particular scene. This is the world of the Fantastic Four. This is our first look at the Fantastic Four of this world. This is the Pedro Pascal Fantastic Four. Right there.
Okay.
A little bit forward, that way we got all three of them. And I know this because the woman behind Peter is Nico Monroe. That has been confirmed. She's got the staff of one. The one touching her right now is Propangan, which is Wave. She's a mutant. And then my guess is this may be Betty Brant. But we have a confirmed magic user. We have a confirmed mutant in the cast already.
That is Nico.
So
it has been confirmed to be Propangan.
So they subtly introduced mutants in Spider-Man.
Yes, so she has Propangan, for those unaware. She is from the Philippines. She is full Filipino. She has been part of Agents of the Atlas. She has been at one point she went toe to toe with Namor. It did not go well for her, but she can go briefly toe to toe with Namor. So we got mutants, huge Asian API representation. We got a magic user. We got mutants. We are moving in a this is not the normal Peter. This is probably Peter from the Pedro Pascal universe, because the white suit is from the Future Foundation.
Right.
What did I say? What did I say? What did I say?
They may play it off as Norman running the Future Foundation, but that is undeniably the Future Foundation costume.
Yep.
So there's that. So first off, big shout out to the Filipino community. They have very, very small representation in a lot of stuff, so I'm very happy for them. This also opens up the fact that we will have larger representation. We could have Luna Snow, because she's a big hit right now. There we go. It's part of the one of the Future Foundation costumes. We could also have the new Iron Fist / Swordmaster pop up. Amadeus Cho could also make an appearance. Now, this is just Joe with the API fixation, because Joe is part Japanese, but we at least do have a confirmed magic user and a confirmed mutant already as part of the main cast. Potentially one of Peter's love interests? Question mark.
They also have one other person that they did not show.
Right. Oh,
which one's that?
Charlie Cox.
Daredevil. So,
yep.
He could also appear in this. So that's a fair point.
A Daredevil. So yeah,
Daredevil.
I have no idea if the third girl is anyone. May just be this universe's Betty Brant, but no. Those were some things I picked up on this, and plus, also the Nico Monroe thing got spoiled with the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man comic.
What do you mean, Kira? You gotta be specific.
Charlie Cox thing.
Jesus. Oh, there you go.
Charlie Day. No, Luigi is not in that.
No, I'm sorry. Me and Kira still got Always Sunny Abbott crossover still on the brain.
That was a great episode.
Luigi's not in this.
Although if you do see somebody with a whiteboard, I'm just saying they got opportunity.
Pepe Sylvia.
Like if they got a whiteboard to me right now means something entirely different. That's the murder board from Castle.
I wouldn't. You know what, Nathan?
Okay, I'm on season 8.
Oh, I love Castle. But Tafara, any thoughts on your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
I'm curious. How long is it supposed to be? Do we know yet?
No.
I don't think we know. I don't think there's any information as far as episodes go.
I'm curious to see their take on it. It's he's got the very classic Peter look. I'll give him that. And clearly, dude from What If has found his own vocal direction, because I know it's him, but he clearly has dropped the Tom impersonation, which I'm okay with. So I'm curious to see how
it still has certain cadences though that's very reminiscent.
Yeah.
Anything's better than the last 2 iterations. Marvel's Spider-Man was just unremarkable, and Spider-Man and the Web Warriors, or whatever they want to call him, where it's like he wasn't Spider-Man, he was Deadpool Jr. most of the series.
The Ultimate Spider-Man?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man, thank you.
I didn't mind it until the Web Warrior stuff, when it just I didn't like how they kind of just threw the other cast aside. Like
oh yeah.
Like when they all were technically homeless because the helicarrier blew up and they all had to bunk with Peter. I think that was like one of their best seasons.
That was giving Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
A little bit.
That's exactly what it was giving.
Definitely that. But
and then even Fury with the goofy antics. It's like, your house blew up. We built an exact replica in a barn somewhere. Go ahead and put it into place.
Nice. But I think we can all say as a whole, we're definitely looking forward to this. As it gets closer to when Disney will let us know when it will be available on Disney Plus. More than likely, it's going to be weekly episodic because nobody decides to give full seasons anymore. So, sad for us. But with also that being said, I did want to wait on the last trailer just because it is for Virtua Fighter, and we got some discussions about that. I'm waiting for Joe to come back. But the other side I wanted to get to, because again, with Tafari and Capitan and Lady Mandalore in our own group, in our own chat, this came up today, and this seems to be picking up Storm. Literally, Storm. Cynthia Vero. If you don't know who she is by now, watch Wicked or watch any other production she's been in. She is a very talented I don't want to just say actor. Actor seems so limited.
She's a very talented singer, actress, and Broadway talent.
Thank you. But that also being said, she has said that her dream role is to play X-Men Storm. Now, I know you've heard this on multiple podcasts, including our own, that when it comes down to it, who would you rather, if you had the casting, if you will? And with Miss Avero, it just basically reignited that because we have quite the list of possible people who could play Aurora Monroe. As
thank you.
Kira wasted no time.
It's only two. It's for me. It's only two. Yetide Badaki and Jodie Turner-Smith. And those are my top billings. And you can't go wrong with either one.
Yeah, can't argue that. So it's just interesting. The reason why I wanted to bring this up with everybody is because we see, and not the fact that more names are being brought up, as I'm not saying we're getting close to a casting, because of right now, Marvel is being very hush on the X-Men outside of comic book publication and Storm. If you haven't read Storm standalone series, you really should. It is definitely making rounds.
Ayodele. You need to get that. Ayodele. You need to get that.
Yeah, definitely need to get that if you haven't already. Because trust me, that is Storm standalone story right now is beyond great. I'll just leave it at that. But the reason why I bring this up, because as we see more, and again, I love to see this, more of our very talented women come forward, can we not say that and I say this because it's a little hard to find some argument in this for me. Can we not say that any woman that's as prominent as Miss Avero, as prominent as Mrs. Badaki, as prominent as others down the line, including the great Angela Bassett herself, although she will always be Queen Mother, could there really be a definite, or it's just the fact that every one of these actors, actresses, and entertainers really could do it? Is it hard to find the definitive standout?
The fact that we have so many prominent, talented Black women who you could actually say, I can see that. It makes you say, yeah, your picks are going to be very, very extensive. Like, can you go wrong? Of course.
Yeah.
But the fact that we've had so many people, and like you said, we have lists. We've had lists. Go back, watch Blurred's Eye View. We have lists. It's in our group chat. It's everywhere. Right. We have lists. And the picks that we have, I'm just saying, damn good picks. So that makes the final decision very, very different.
And that's the part I'm getting at. Tafari, what do you think?
Not sure. I very much think don't even put out a press release. Like just drop it in a movie somewhere and make people have to go see it to find out, because I don't need the rage bait and the clicks and the terrible AI thumbnails of people's discussions. Just that. Another thing, I think the story will choose the actress. I think the story and whatever origin they choose will also help determine our actress.
And who's to say that they may already have someone?
That too. And
the actress who portrays Riri Williams at one point did try out for Shuri.
Yep.
They're screen testing and everything. So that was how long ago was that?
I think Fantastic Four and whatever their established world is will give us. I think we may get some permanent slots. I think we may get some variants. Mm-hmm. And in the aftermath of Galactus, I think they're going to see how people react. And then they will just do like they did in Endgame. Anybody we didn't see on screen, here's the Avenge the Fallen poster of those who didn't make it. And we'll be getting recast because of how y'all acted.
Right.
Well, technically Storm is still cast. And people don't realize it. All those wonderful children that got casted in the X-Men ones where it was the Phoenix came last time, the Dark Phoenix, all that cast from First Class and whatnot.
Alexandria.
They're still under contract. And that's why no X-Men movies have been made, because if they do anything, they have to be in it because they're contractually obligated to be in those movies. Meaning that's little girl that Storm, who I don't know who she is, but does a good one. Alexandra Shipp, thank you. Mm-hmm. She is still technically cast as Storm.
The girl from the Apocalypse film.
So that's
the one who actually does the accent.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that's about it.
She is still technically Storm due to the Fox contracts, which transfers over to Marvel when Marvel bought Fox. So at this point they're playing the WCW game. Sit at home, don't take anything, and you'll get your money, because I'm wondering if they got paid for play contracts. Hey. Thank you, Animaniacs, for teaching us about that, by the way.
Yeah.
So we technically still have Storm cast, and can't recast her until that contract limit is up.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
it's a fair point. But they
also why not just give it to Alexandra Shipp? She should be the right age right now to be a fairly decent middle-aged Storm.
Yeah, but it's like how Kira and Tafara said. The story choose the actress, so it depends on where they're going to start with Storm. I don't want it to be an origin story because, again, we don't want an origin story with Storm, but we don't know where they're going to. We don't know exactly where the X-Men are gonna fit when their time comes in the MCU. We don't know where they're going to start or how they're going to do it.
Yes, we do.
How?
X-Men 97 made them too much money. They're going to start with the 97 X-Men and say that their world's in the 90s, and they'll bring them over that way. They will not take that money.
I'm not going to argue about that point. It's a strong point, but again, Marvel's been known to throw us red herrings. And I also, Bo, sir, could you stop being Aubrey? Don't you're going to Aubrey status right now, Mr. Bo.
Very close.
He's just showing who he really is.
I seen where you were going with that, Joe.
The fall from grace.
It's less of the poor me from 97 X-Men 97 Bo to the we told you about him during the Witcher. We told you about him and his problems during the Witcher. Bo
yeah, look, Mr. DeMeo, we want to be on your side. We do. Okay, we want to be on your side, but right now you're making it very hard to like you, because you went from educating us to now it's like, oh, it's not going to be this or it's not going to be that. Sir, we understand the circumstances, but just don't pull a Drake. That's all we're asking. Just, be silent sometimes. Or, the thing I liked about Bo, before I go on to Virtua Fighter, is that you, for your run in X-Men 97, you gave us homework for the non instituted, because you said there said, hey, if you want to know about this, go read this, go watch this, go read that. You gave people homework and you might have actually made some comic book readers out of people. That is a great thing to do. Now it's just like you're kind of like a Target shopper in Walmart. You see everybody beneath you right now. I'm just saying, sir, take the win. Maybe produce something else, because trust me, as talented as you were on X-Men 97, other companies and areas could really use your help. Just pointing that out there. That's all I'm saying. Also, don't be a dick, literally. But
it feels like bait at this point, because whoever was on charge was like, yeah, we didn't know we could use X-Men and whatever. I'm like, you say that and have Storm right in our face. So what did you like? Was that just bait for him to rage? And then
they used 3 mutants in What If.
Right.
And it's just like, oh yeah, we didn't know we could use them. I'm just like, clearly that was a fucking lie. But then
two of them didn't even speak.
And it's like, how did you not know? It's like, you're telling me What If had full command and you just what are we, Deadpool now? You didn't have enough budget to get all the X-Men?
I think whoever's in charge of What If is now on 97, so that could also be part of the TIFF.
Yeah.
But then it's like Dr. Disrespect before he told on himself to some rando on Twitter. Like it's not helping that they're not telling us what the final straw was. Like it's not like between that and y'all hidden tweets on Mufasa, it's not helping Disney in their case either. Because like, what did he do that was so damn bad? And it's like y'all.
I thought Deadline posted that he was making unsolicited passes at the staff.
The Deadline and a bunch of blogs said stuff, but none of it got confirmed by the Mouse. So we're all just going off speculation.
The Mouse is never going to confirm that because they don't want to make themselves look like they hired somebody like that.
Well, the Mouse doesn't want to pull up Fox Sports right now.
Yeah. The Mouse is literally just like, we've been at this way too long to eat.
The Mouse is going to collect this money, and it's like, look, everybody else, remember your NDAs? Remember those NDAs you signed? You want to still get paid, right?
So we're just getting his angle of stuff, and when he doesn't even know, he just has this attention of people looking for an answer that we're never going to get, and it's just can we get a fucking Blu-ray please before y'all go into cultural civil war? That's all I'm asking. Like,
yeah, please.
Like, y'all, why there should have been announcements for X-Men and What If now that the entire thing is wrapped. But no, go back to lying about Mufasa with your head asses.
Dude, we just now got the announcement that Hawkeye's getting a Blu-ray.
Yeah. Damn. That's saying a lot, ain't it? Hawkeye was what?
Who is dropping the ball over there?
Going on 2 years ago, Hawkeye was 2 years. Hawkeye was 2 years.
Whenever No Way Home came out, Hawkeye was like right after that.
Oh, dear God. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago. Damn.
You normally get Blu-rays we got Falcon and Winter Soldier before that.
Right?
The whole series.
I'm just saying.
They have to focus on their 30-year-old baby called Mufasa. So all guns over there.
It's fine. It's doing fine.
It's not doing Hedgehog fine, which is the problem.
That's their fault.
Whoever's job it is to hide those tweets has got to just be exhausted, and that shit is hilarious. Neither film is bad. I've seen both. Neither one is bad. It's just the fact that like their ego can't take the hit.
Pretty much. But
you came out first. You did well. You should have just done better marketing.
I don't even know if it's a marketing thing. It is just the cult fandom of Sonic the Hedgehog and the cult. One of the biggest games. What is he got it now for the vault close? Yeah, literally.
Leave it to Kira to throw the alley oop at the right time. But
the thing that all my damn VHSs say, it's not. They came out same day. It's just one is an okay movie and does a decent job of telling a good origin story while merging with the past and fixing some things people have complained about. And the other one is taking a game that people have played since the Dreamcast and made their children play, and then you throw Jim Carrey and a bunch of other people in the mix, and it's also I think the second highest video game movie. So
yeah,
it's you have competition. I know you don't like that very much, but deal with it. Quit lying on Twitter.
I'm just saying, but
of all places, Twitter.
Really dark places. But We also have one other thing we got to get to, guys, before we get to our reviews of shows, because a couple of shows did wrap up their first seasons. But Virtua Fighter, a game that, well, has made headlines because of its showing during a NVIDIA CES show. So basically, guys, what I'm about to show you, a lot of people, and I have to stress this very heavily, this, as Sega has told us, is pre-footage, which means this is not actual gameplay. However, they were showing off what the graphics card can do. For a lot of us gamers, yeah, thank you. But for a lot of gamers, this is what we saw, and we're kind of wondering, are they pulling our legs, or is this really going to be the game? Now, that was just 30 seconds. The thing that we're getting at here is, y'all, for all those that are wondering why we are just, and I'm just going to mute this and just let this play again. But the reason why we're all just mouths dropping in awe is because anyone that play Virtua Fighter, there is no meters, and there's no meters, no drive systems. It's all blocks, combos, parries, throws, and kicks. But this is damn near martial arts movie level of how smooth it is. How smooth it is, how the attacks are, how the graphics look. And this is all based off NVIDIA's 5000 series. Now, will this translate to Virtua 6 whenever that gets announced or when it gets released? Because we know Sega's working on it, but I'm just going to point this out here, fellas. Should we be hyped that this is the level that Virtua Fighter may be bringing, or should we let this go because it's basically pre-footage?
If it's pre-development, meaning they can improve upon it, I would say hold a little bit of anticipation, a little bit of hype. Ultimately, let's see a full-on trailer and make sure they don't let us down.
Okay. Also, I'll throw this in there too. So Maximilian Dodd, who a lot of people follow, I follow myself, he brought up a very interesting point about pre-footage, was that if a game is showing you pre-footage, that means that whatever they're at right now in development has to be equal or better, because you're not going to show something of that caliber if you're not already at that level or close to it. So that's the reason why I'm like, it's a fair point, because Street Fighter did the same thing with 4, I believe. 4 had pre-footage, and 4 was great. 4 essentially led on to 5 and now 6. So because Virtua Fighter hasn't been around for, oh dear God, I want to say 10 plus years. Last one was what? Yeah. So
2014. Not to mention the other thing we're not talking about is these are the Yakuza guys programming this game. They know what they're doing.
Rightfully so. So I'm definitely not complaining about that one. But Chris Tafari, does this make you want to invest in this one, considering the fact that the fighting games out there right now, with Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Tekken 8? Yeah, Tekken 8. And
while it does look fantastic, it's not enough to say I gotta grab it.
Right.
Yeah, but that was a tech demo. I still need more. Also, didn't during the break, didn't Mortal Kombat get completely clapped along with Suicide Squad?
Damn near.
Yeah.
I think they said they're wrapping development and calling it.
Oh yeah, no. The DLC underperformed to the point where they're stopping all development for Mortal Kombat 1.
Right.
Outside of like balance patches.
So pretty much the Chaos Reigns DLC didn't perform as well as Afterlife did.
And none of the comic character DLC did well. It was only Ketchup, Mustard, or like I'm calling them what they are in the community. That's not my fault.
Oh no.
Noob and Ermac and Takeda did the higher numbers.
I had to stop myself because every time someone played Cyrax, all they did was play Mustard. They played Kendrick Lamar's song. That's all I heard. I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I mean, yeah, the seasonal DLC underperformed great. I wouldn't say greatly, but just like not to what their expectations were. But WB has very unrealistic expectations, as do most game studios these days.
They expected to sell out. They expected to sell out the same way 10 did, not understanding that 10 took its time. They tried to take 11's process. They took 11's game. You try to do 10's process, and you try to rush it. So
and air combos.
And then you fleeced. You did what every gaming company does that they shouldn't do. You fleeced your gaming community. You're like, hey, you want this person? It's $5. You want this DLC? It's another $25 or $45. You want this character? It's another $5. It's like people would rather just wait till they get Game of the Year editions and play the games in. But the fighting game market depends on this. Okay, how do we drive revenue post main game production? Oh, we're just going to do these skins. We're going to do tournaments that you can buy into. We're going to do these things. And the problem is, well, as we all know, money is getting tighter this year. Tighter than it usually is. You don't really got time to be spending $5 to $10 on a single access character when you might as well just wait for or not wasting $40 to $50 on a season's pass. You want the game in its entirety. And a lot of people are just not rushing to get that instant gratification no more. That's why 11 didn't do well. I mean, that's just my opinion, but
yeah. And I think what's also happening is a lot of gamers are realizing it's not worth it.
The midnight releases ain't what it used to be.
The midnight releases aren't what they used to be. They're tired of these patches. They're tired of the DLCs. Mm-hmm. They want the full game.
Exactly. Hence why so many other games did well. Why Sifu did well. Why Black Myth Wukong still doing well. I mean,
it's the plainest. If you want people to get the game, well, make it well. Make it where it's not so easily beat, and get your graphics together.
Pretty much.
And then you hit the nail on the head every time. That's all it takes. If you're already winning when you say Mortal Kombat. How long has it been around?
91.
Yeah.
90.
So all you gotta say is new Mortal Kombat dropping. Done.
Or if you want to be honest, God of War.
There you go.
Santa Monica Studios gave us 2 complete God of War games, and just because we're a loyal fan base, we're going to give you this Valhalla DLC for free.
Yep.
And I mean, you didn't fleece your players. You sat there and said, oh, by the way, Ragnarok's available right now. You damn near crashed Sony servers when you announced at the Game Awards, oh, by the way, Ragnarok is available. It's free, and you can get it right now. How many people downloaded that and had fun with it? It wasn't a bad DLC. It was actually a great DLC.
And for those who've played it, the new Indiana Jones game is good.
I've only heard good stuff about that too.
Yeah, also complete. So again, it is amazing that in a world of narrative, and again, yeah, people are going to argue, well, they're narrative driven gameplay. Yes. But the formula still remains the same. If you paid $60, $70, or God forbid, over $100 for a video game, you don't want to 2 months down the road spend another $40. Unless it's subscription games like World of Warcraft. Okay, you understand what comes to territory. Destiny. Okay, that comes with the territory because those games are subscription based. If you want to play the next chapter, you're going to have to pay. You have to pay the toll. Those games I understand and accept. But when it comes to fighting games and other things, you can't use a subscription. You can't use that subscription. We want complete games. And again, it's amazing when you throw free stuff at your gamers. Imagine how loyal they are. And also, perfect example, Helldivers 2. If anybody listens to their fan base, when Helldivers 2 was mucking up and the gamers told the developers, hey, y'all are mucking up Helldivers 2, how quickly was the change from those developers to the game? To now, it's won awards. It's just I think it's had its now second edition added to the game, and it's still collecting subscribers. So imagine the simple fact of the matter: if you pay attention to the gamers, if you make it cost effective, and you give complete games, your crowd won't leave you. It ain't like
I miss the days of you getting skins or new characters by literally doing missions in the game.
Unlock,
outside of your main portion of the game, you still had your side missions that you can unlock. Lego Marvel is still 150 plus characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a lot of game time.
And can have fun with it. Plus, there's never been such a thing against a bad Lego game, but still,
no, that's true. That's true.
But that's
the Arkham series games. The freaking Riddler trophies. Come on.
Did I hate those? Did I hate all those 80? Did I hate all those 89 Riddler trophies? Yes. Did I want to beat his ass the moment I collected those trophies?
Yes.
I wanted to beat his ass. I was not going to talk to the Riddler after collecting all them damn trophies. I wanted to go in there with hands rated E for everyone.
That's why I look at. That's why I'm like, why all the DLCs? Just allow me to unlock it and figure it and go from there. If you open up new maps, okay.
Yep. But that's the thing. It's just like when you can actually when you put value into the games, when you put thought into the games, when you put care into the games, those are the games that get replay value. I mean, you don't believe me? Also, another one before we move on to the reviews. Cyberpunk 2077. That release was horrible. Yeah. How many patches and updates did it take to where people started going?
They're just now.
Yeah.
Just now getting it together.
Right. And I was one of the ones, and I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the ones that purchased the game when it first came out. Granted, it was patchy, it was buggy, it crashed multiple times, muddled through it to play it. Now, it's sublime. It's perfect. They've added on a DLC. The DLC, Phantom Liberty, is great. They keep adding things that are free to the users. So, if anything, CD Projekt Red, which basically did Cyberpunk and is now doing the next Witcher game, they've learned. Respect your fan base, your game will do well. Disrespect them, you wind up like Anthem. That's all I'm saying. But
to be fair, Anthem does look like the tech demo. It's a crap game.
Yeah.
And it is basically an unfun Iron Man simulator.
Pretty much. And it was supposed to be great. It was this is the reason why I loved Anthem for the idea. I hate EA for the execution.
Poor EA. A fall from freaking grace.
And I mean, EA used to have it made, and then they just came out with crap after crap after crap. And Arkham, I mean, not Arkham, Kill the Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Rockstar.
What was the other Arkham game that should have done well? What was it called?
Gotham Knights.
Yeah, Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights.
You already had. All you did was just add characters. You had it made. You just added playable characters. That's all you had to do was keep the same formula with new characters. People would have ate it up.
And yet, what happened? Gotham Knights went the same way Gotham Knights television show did.
Oof.
Unknown.
Oof. I literally forgot about that show. Damn.
Yeah, that's how bad it was. That's how bad it was. And I mean, no offense to Misha Collins, you will always be my Gabriel from Supernatural, sir. That's a credit that you can just leave off. You try to
Castiel,
I'm sorry, Castiel. I call him Gabriel. You've always been a Castiel, sir, but Jesus, you could have left Gotham Knights alone. Hey, Laney, I hope you're doing all right. I hope you're staying warm because, again, if you're on the east side like the rest of us, we're all sitting in snow. I don't think we know anybody on the west side, but if you are staying on the west side, hopefully you're cool and safe. I came at the right time talking about Supernatural. Well, Misha Collins we were talking about because he was in Gotham Knights, and, well, it came and gone. But, we'll always have time for Supernatural. It really should end after season 5. But, again, I digress. But reviews, because again, we do have a lot of shows. We do have a lot of shows that were, well, actually, a few of them did wrap up that we didn't get to because we were on hiatus. Oh, you're not in snow. Oh, lucky you. But first and foremost, we do got to start with the one show that we will never see again, and I'm kind of sad about it. What If season 3? I'm just gonna go around the bend because, again, this was a series, in my opinion, that shouldn't have ended. We really should have continued this, but I'm gonna start with you, Tafari. What are your thoughts on the final season of What If season 3?
I would have liked to see more of the mech fights in the first episode because they just told us that everyone died off, and I'm like, okay, but how?
Right.
I did like seeing some of the stuff. I definitely feel like this was supposed to come out after Ironheart because getting a Riri Williams focused episode,
amazing episode,
and then seeing that the Earth actually would have survived the emergence just in fragments and pieces, kind of like Nowhere.
Yeah.
Again, I know a lot of people don't like the whole Peggy Carter type thing. It just feels like, again, if we had one more episode to flesh out more stuff, because they didn't really explain whether they all lost their worlds or she just lost everything. She's a little bit older and gray. And how did you get Kang's time chair? Like, they threw us in with a lot of questions they didn't plan to answer. Agatha versus Arishem was also cool, but again, I liked where we went.
You thought it was cool because they stopped the Celestial from showing up in the middle of Earth and
not even that. I thought it was okay because I'm like, all right, I've had enough Agatha for a lifetime after the show. But even then, I would have liked to see the rest of the Eternals because she's like, they're in storage. I'm like, and that's how we're gonna keep them off screen the whole episode. Cool. Like, it was a lot of mentions, but not a lot of viewings. That was my biggest issue.
Okay.
And then the final fight with Eminence, or when they became the Living Council or Tribunal or whatever that was.
No, they're just the Eminence. Just
Eminence.
Yeah, so it's just, here's all the variants you're not going to see. Also, is Kaori officially a mutant? Because we had a new mutant, not a new mutants. We had an uncanny X-Men, I think, and a Apocalypse variant out of her.
She kind of falls in that weird gray area because she's kind of like not quite a mutant. She's like the Franklin Richards.
She's a mutate.
Yeah.
Like he's
she's a mutant. So the way it goes is mutants which are born with their abilities, they just activate at a certain point in adolescence. You have the mutate, which is like the Peter Parkers. Or Franklin Richards.
No,
Franklin Richards is a mutant.
It's Reed and Sue, where everyone gets their powers.
Yeah, it gets their powers. So that's the Spider-Mans, the Fantastic Four. Then you have the Superhumans, which are, once again, they gain their abilities through, most of the time, science. Cap, Hulk, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I did like seeing what was it? Us getting the corporate version of the intro because the Watcher got called into HR in the 7th episode. And then at one point, what is it? It was during either one of the intros, or when he was like, "Don't ask what if and ask what the hell." And I'm like, that's their way of saying like, "Hey, we could do all these episodes, but write them fanfics yourself." And then just the ending is like, y'all could have gave us these episodes. We had Blade as Moon Knight. We had the 6-armed Spider-Man. What is it?
That was actually planned, but they had to nix it because it was such a dark episode.
Yeah.
Wait, they had to nix that, but they could do Marvel Zombies?
I think it was more of a body horror issue.
Yeah. I think
Again, Marvel Zombies?
Right, we're getting a whole series is coming from that.
I mean, your argument is solid. Your argument is solid.
I'm just saying what they had.
Right.
It's like cool, but like y'all could have gave us any of these, and then we didn't know we could use X-Men, but then you gave us multiple of them along with X-Men variants of characters. So like Storm's T'Challa, Wakanda variant was cool. Seeing her with the suit, but even then, I would have liked to see a little bit more. There were some name drops. I'll give them that. There were name drops, but it's like y'all could have shown more of the properties that y'all
The most
own
left
now.
field variant I think I saw was Sabretooth Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
That was different.
It's like I can see her as Elektra, but I cannot see her as Sabretooth.
I still think one more episode could have been a whole deep dive about the rules and how they work and tying into like Stan Lee in the MCU. And it's like, okay, y'all can watch the Watchers, but like, what happens when they can look back at us? That's not supposed to happen. Y'all just we never addressed this or discussed it, nor did y'all help. And it's like,
that was never covered in the manual.
And like, yes, Strange may have done some kooky shit, but it's like, y'all forget the man could see me on his way out the door. Like, it's not like, and why he didn't go to them for help, I don't know. But maybe he knew y'all wouldn't jump in the first place. Who knows? Also,
they had Peggy Carter as Black Knight. Peggy Carter as Black Knight. Storm as Black Panther. Kaori as one of the New Mutants.
Yeah.
Birdie as Nova, part of the Nova, or as the Nova Corps, probably more like lines of Nova. They had Birdie Ashley as a cartoon duck version of herself.
See, I didn't mind Birdie's origin episode. I thought Howard and Darcy's whole thing was hilarious.
It's still what the F them first few moments. Kaori as Apocalypse, or I'm sorry, as Apocalypse. You had, let me see, you had Kaori as a Captain America variant.
Yeah.
Which still was cool. They, like I said on our records, the animators had fun. They had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
So even at the ending, because we had to keep pausing it, because we were just like, yo, wait a minute.
My favorite thing is that they got the name they deserved, and it's one of my favorite X teams where they were called the Exiles. Because that's all this was. It's basically it's not so much what if is. Well, it was what if in season 1, season 2 and 3. It's just the Exiles. Which I'm all for. They are my favorite team until Blink leaves, and then I don't care about the book anymore.
Exactly. Yes. Because he was just like, don't get rid of Blink. Just if you don't get rid of Blink.
I don't mind a good Sabretooth from 2099, but the heart and soul of that book was Blink, and the moment she and Nocturne left, it's like, well, I'm done. This was nice.
They did make like the name drop when he said it. I'm like, they could very well
be the Exiles.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Because it was a larger team too. It was T'Challa, it was Party Thor and other people. It's like, no, that's fine. This is Exiles. I'm down for it.
That's what I was just like, are these people you lost, or are these people who are all retired? Because I can see you're a lot older now. Because
these are people that can't commit to their voice work.
I'm saying, like, even if we're gonna go Marvel Zombies off that episode, what are y'all doing with one-legged Chadwick over there?
Yeah.
But
that's called an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Jesus.
According to Vision, it was
according to Ant-Man. That's exactly what that was.
That's exactly what it was.
But who else had some cameo? Yeah, finding out Strange was still alive, and they just dropped that so casually, and I'm like, all right, but like,
I mean,
being a universe has more power than the people who can watch it. Like this again, one philosophical episode about the Watchers and the rules, and What say you when
It's
the
essentially Strange was eternity.
Yeah.
Strange was eternity.
Right.
The thing that got me is that we didn't have any Tom Hiddleston, and they actually go to Loki because he's the one basically making up all these, holding all these realities together, and just looking at Loki's like, what do we do?
Right.
Or can you change this because now you're Loki, god of the eternal story?
Pretty much. Hey, all in game. Y'all heard about the MCU wanting to recast T'Challa as Black Panther? Yes.
Yeah,
There,
we're,
that has been
we're,
brought
we're
up.
gonna see a variant, I think. Well, we
Yeah.
will definitely see a variant. Like I said, Fantastic Four, world goes boom. Some people get put through a portal, replacements and variants recast.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see at this point a recasted T'Challa just because he's gonna be a variant. So
I really just want to see M'Baku as Black Panther for a little bit, though.
That would have been a
nice.
good one too. Bucky and Red Guardian was a dope episode.
That was fun.
It was
I
a
loved it.
fantastic episode.
Knowing that Red Guardian actually knew about Hydra was actually pretty interesting, and the fact that he actually does have super soldier a bit feats with. Also, are we confirming Obadiah got the Starks killed?
In the What If episode, yes.
Mm-hmm. That episode literally was in the same vein as Black Widow,
Mm-hmm.
and it just took a slight turn when he stops Bucky from doing the deed. That's where it changes.
Bucky had a basically. It was said many times on Blurred's Eye View. It was said as 48 Hours. It was said as Lethal Weapon. It was said as we had like 5 different.
It's
names.
the buddy cop show we've been waiting for since the teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, young. Damn, what is the name I'm trying to think of? Ant-Man 2, Doctor. He Pops from Blackish. God.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill Foster.
Yeah,
The
young
Lion.
Bill Foster. making
Lawrence
an appearance.
Fishburne. Yeah, that was fun too. But Chris,
And then
Joe,
what was
anything-
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry,
bad,
go
go ahead. I was
No,
going
no.
to say, what was up with Goofy Nick? Fury out? What was that about?
I think it's just
That was Sam Jackson having some
was
fun.
it
That's what that was.
Jackson?
That's what that was.
They took all the unused and blooper clips from the Marvels and just put them in here as voice clips.
I
Yeah.
feel like, what? I'm like, this is already a Goofy episode, so it works. But I'm like, why is that like his calls?
pretty much.
Like the man
He got his boy back, so he cool.
But Joe, Chris, anything else y'all want to add to What If's final season?
The Mech Avengers episode was amazing. The 1872 episode was amazing.
That was
The-
my
the-
favorite episode out of all of it. I especially liked that I didn't realize the little kid was supposed to be Iron Swordmaster Iron Fist until they said his name. It's like, oh, that's cute. I like that. Also, my casting for Black Panther, they recast David Agila.
Okay.
Oh.
If you guys don't know who that is Booker Booker Washington from Star Trek Discovery.
Mm-hmm,
Yep.
mm-hmm.
Got to meet him. Wonderful person.
Oh yeah, he would definitely make a great T'Challa too. Now I think about that, Book would make a great T'Challa. But yeah, no. As far as me, I'm just sad to see What If have a final season. I still think there was more they could have went with. The Watcher could have actually had a lot more stories to be told. As you can tell, we all had favorites in this series. Mine again, because I was a fan of the Red Guardian Bucky ever since I saw the teaser trailer for season 3 a year ago. Love the weird idea of Howard the Duck and what's her face?
Darcy
having a kid that basically was the savior of the universe at the time, which was really interesting. But no, not a bad episode. Not a bad episode out the whole bunch. Just sad to see it go. I was kind of hoping Disney/Marvel would really run with this. This is one of the very few times where they can do variant episodes and get away with it. But it is what it is.
I think part of the issue, I would love for them to do, and I said it before when you and me talked about it. I would love to see them do Exiles. I would love to see them do an Exiles.
Yeah.
But once again, and I'm in agreement with Joe, and I've said it before, the voice casting.
Yeah.
Like you might be able to get a few of them, but not everyone. Like it's gonna be like timing is gonna be damn near, especially now that they're ramping up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's definitely gonna be something difficult. So yeah.
Pretty much so. But with Marvel, we are gonna go over to DC because damn you, James Gunn. Not just the Superman trailer, Creature Commandos. Their
I
season.
still say the character assassinated Frankenstein, and I do not like them.
With that being said, I'm gonna start with Joe. Go for it, sir.
Oh no, the rest of the series is fantastic. I love everybody in it. I could do without Rick Flag Sr. by this point. I welcome Nosferatu and the Mummy. I just hate what they did. And I don't hate the voice casting. I love that David Harbour is Eric Frankenstein. I hate what they did to him.
Mm-hmm.
Where they basically made him a
stalker.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the comic version of Frankenstein is basically he is DC's Hellboy.
Yeah.
But now they made him a hyper fixated. I don't know if I'm using this term or not. Incel. Work with me here. I'm
you know that.
Hyper fixated.
I was gonna say Joker from the Suicide Squad, the Hollywood edition, but that works too.
Yeah.
Where he thinks he's owed the bride.
Yeah.
And just because he's given life, he's owed a wife, and I hate what they did to him. Everybody else, fantastic. I have a problem with the Phosphorus episode because it shows us the DCU Batman, and that Batman is
thick,
way too big to be Robert Pattinson, and I wish they hadn't done that.
That boy,
you know what it is? The flashback or the Vision showed us the whole team.
That's a hefty boy. Now
the Vision also showed us a good look at the superheroes, and everybody was crucified. And I'm like, that could also be an accurate look at our lineup.
Also, Blue Beetle is in that crucifixion scene.
Yes,
he's in the background.
Yeah,
but and I applaud them because they have the blue and navy Batman. This is what hopefully they're doing moving forward because James Gunn was raised in the same era as we are, where we remember times before Frank Miller had I'm the goddamn Batman. I just wish he wasn't that big because Pattinson being Batman makes sense in this universe now.
Yeah.
And I just don't see him getting Hemsworth big. I don't see that man becoming a living triangle.
Oh my god!
They could do kind of like what they did with Arkham Origins in the Cold Heart DLC, where they gave him kind of like a suit to battle freeze.
Yeah,
he could just be wearing an anti-heat device, but also it would be overkill because we know that teeth can hurt phosphorus at this point.
Pretty much.
So
Weasel proved that.
The only other thing I dislike about that is that James Gunn gave himself his own title card. That's a bit of hubris. That's a bit of hubris I don't think is needed. Yes, we understand you're not Zack Snyder. We look forward to your work. You have done well by us multiple times in the past. We understand this, but you're not appearing in this series. Why do you need your own title card?
I think it's more of a tongue-in-cheek thing. That's what I think. I think it's more of a tongue-in-cheek thing with him.
He does that a lot anyway. So
I know, but
Spotify Wrapped has got to be interesting to look at.
Also, Voltaire needs to start producing more records because at some point someone's going to stumble upon it because of this thing. It's not him singing because he was.
It's made me listen to a lot of Euro rock. It's
Wait,
maybe
Mom,
Yeah,
Wizard
wait,
Talk.
like GI's entire fight sequence tied in with his backstory. That was beautiful, man. Up until
Oh yeah, no,
Cersei,
that was great.
until Cersei showed up, and even then, I'm just like, yeah, I need y'all to put him back together at some point.
I had a gut feeling that was going to happen because I'm like, there's more than one iterate. There's more than one version.
right.
They just can't call him
They just can't call him the other. Yeah, they can't.
the other name that he goes by in the book. They can't call him by.
Right. That
Who
name.
was the-
That
who
name
was
would tick
the
off a lot of
original
people.
King Shark?
Say what?
I didn't catch who that was either.
That was
Dietrich Bader.
Dietrich
Okay,
Bader
so
was King Shark.
the problem here is that we got two separate King Sharks.
Mm-hmm.
And Dietrich Bader's going to do a great job because I think he can definitely carry that Stallone. He can definitely do a Stalloneism because, I mean, it's Dietrich Bader. He was Batman for a good deal of times, but, like, my King Shark is Ron Funch's King Shark.
Good God.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Also, like,
Hang on, Joe, before you finish. Peter Safran just gets completely forgotten about. Not really, just because he's actually directed a lot of episodes, including some of the Creature Commandos. It's just that he kind of stays in the background. But
yeah, he doesn't have the ego and the bravado.
damn, I was going.
No, I mean that as a compliment.
I know you are, but just the way to the timing of it. But I'm sorry. But go ahead.
Also, the Clayface is still Alan Tudyk, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Clayface is still alive, right? Because we just
this Clayface, and this is the crazy part. This Clayface is dead. The Clayface that's going to get his own standalone movie. There's two of them.
So are they saying? Well, I mean, there's like 8 different Clayfaces. So are they saying this one's Matt?
I don't think they said a name. I don't think they gave a name.
Harley is Basil Carlo. They state that at least.
Yeah.
But they didn't say the name of this Clayface.
So does that mean they're playing Alan Tudyk twice? Because Alan Tudyk is.
Oh, Alan Tudyk had a couple jobs in this show. He had
He's also mentioned he will be voicing Clayface in the standalone movie. So yes.
Once again, proving James Gunn of what he said about if you hear them in the animation, they're more likely going to be in a live action.
Yeah, I didn't realize
that kind of voice. That's going to be hard to commit to.
I didn't know electricity was going to be a weak feat of his. It's always been like ice and cement.
No, electricity was actually used as old as the Batman the Animated Series.
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's like Clayface the first time.
When he knocks him into the control panel in the TV room, and
Yeah, it was like a thing he discovers with like a small piece of him, and he runs electricity through it in the Batcave, and like it couldn't hold its structure.
Yeah,
and shifting. That's how he learned that electricity was Clayface's thing. That's an old. It's like they said, it's an older code, but it checks out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Tafari, Chris, what are y'all thoughts on Creature Commandos?
I'll let you go first, Tafari. Go ahead.
Man, that last episode is going right next to Peter Parker getting his chest caved in with "I'm not watching it more than once." That and you know what it is? You want to be mad at Weasel, but you get why he did it. Mm-hmm. But then her face when she turns the knife on Nina, that kind of let me know, like, all right, something's definitely not right about this, especially when she got up and just walked off.
Right.
But also, it makes sense you had supervillains in the mix because we've seen your army. They are too goofy to do world domination. So there was no way you were pulling this off alone.
Right.
I had to rewatch the explanation a couple times because it was kind of confusing when Bride broke it down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still trying to piece that together because she wanted the girl to, I guess she wanted them to make the failed attempt and then they were supposed to leave and start World War III.
Yeah.
I think that
was the whole idea, that she was supposed to basically off the princess and that's what starts it.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I think the only thing that threw it off was the Bride actually killing her off. Also, poor Alexei didn't make it out. I actually liked him. Who else? I'm trying to think. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where we are in the world of DC lore and what's known, because did we just lock Nina up for existing when there's a whole Atlantean society down there?
Pretty much.
Well, she's not Atlantean.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, fish person. I'm like, in a world of Blue Beetles and Superman, the fish person is where y'all have a problem. And said also, cops just have done more damage than actual villains in this show. Y'all just shoot anybody.
Well, as Hellspawn cosplay pointed out, he says he was sitting there saying Peter Gunn really does not. I mean, he sat there and said James Gunn does not like law enforcement. It's like, yeah, every episode with a cop never ended well. So it's like, yeah, I mean, he's got a point.
Yeah, Nina's mom sucks. Like, if they had went for the postpartum angle, I could understand, but she just up and left and just never came back. And I'm like, all right. And then her dad got shot for being a caring father. Like, what the fuck was that?
That was messed up. But but she never committed a crime. That was the crazy part. She never committed a crime and yet somehow ended up in Belle Reve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, hey, look, Lazarus pits all around, because just go ahead and toss my girl Nina and young Flag in there, because he's definitely not fun.
He's whatever they're doing with it, because he's in Superman.
Yeah. So somehow, unless they're going to sit there and say, you know,
I think Flag Senior is in Superman.
He's in Flag Senior's in Superman.
Oh yeah, so I need him to find out what happened to his kid, and I get it, somewhat mission accomplished, but Waller should be out of a job.
See, that's what makes me think in Peacemaker season 2 we're gonna see Rick Flag again.
Mm-hmm. So something's gonna happen to where, because the scene that they show him in Superman, he's escorting Superman along with the Ultraman character and the engineer to I can't think of the people's name right now, but where Guy Gardner's working with the people. But they show him. Yeah, they show all of them, and he's escorting him in custody. So something happens.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it does.
I so want in that movie that Ultraman has the face mask, but he's still slightly smaller than Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I so wanted to remove the mask and it be Henry Cavill.
Oh, you would have the Snyder cult looking for, like, see what he's doing. He's taking upon the greatness of Mr. Zack. You would have the whole cult group going after
But it would be wonderful to start having to announce that World 3, Earth 3, has all the other actors, and it's Owlman and Superwoman and Ultraman, and it makes more sense that he's Johnny Quinn. He is the Flag.
I mean, it has been quite quiet outside of Jason Momoa. It has been quite quiet. So
I'm just saying, Jesus, if he did that, that would be something else. Let me get to that. I'm sorry, go ahead, Chris.
That show, Creature Commandos.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a post, and I said, a friend of mine did a post, and I said, James Gunn has proven once again that he can write obscure characters and make you give a damn about them.
Yep.
Every single time. Literally watching that last episode, and I see that because I kept trying to figure, all right, what's Nina's deal? Let's find.
My baby just wanted to play lacrosse.
Weasel, I don't know who had the sadder backstory, Weasel or Nina. I'm like, either one, they both tugged at you. It's like, God dang, you just keep going for the heart, sir. You just keep going.
Not a stab and twist, not a stab or what. You kept stabbing.
Yeah.
Once she kept juking Nina, I was like, with a straight face, I'm like, all right, something's off about this chick.
But I will say this though. In Gunn's DC, he has proven nobody is safe. And you know what? That level of nobody's safe in his DC universe is refreshing.
It ups the ante.
Yeah.
It ups the ante.
I mean, let's be honest. We know some man will be there, but yeah, I just like the fact that nobody is safe in his DC. But to me, Creature Commandos, loved it, can't complain. It gave us exactly what we wanted. They kept it short. It wasn't very long as far as episodes go. Episodes listing goes. I'm not complaining. I don't think the princess's story is done, in my opinion. I think something in season 2.
Yeah, you just don't drop that. You don't peel the cap and then just walk away and there's no repercussion.
That part. So that's the reason why I'm thinking that the story is not over. But yeah, I definitely loved it. But I did want to catch this question before we go on to Invincible Fight Girl. Is the What If writing team taking over X-Men 97 writing duties?
The main writer is.
The main writer is. For What If taking over X-Men 97, guys, what do you think, real quick? Because I've got no issue with it.
I know they had a good chunk of season 2. They said done. I'm curious to how much is just getting strung together from there, or how much is being thrown out and redone just to keep a certain person's credits off. Because if that's the case, I feel like the writing will suffer.
All right.
Yeah, if you're doing it in spite of, that's a problem.
True, but I mean, it's the same team doing What If. I don't see a problem with it, but I can't see them having issues with it outside of Mr. Bo. But I think, like we talked about earlier in the show, man, just take your victory lap and then get Static Shock back on the air. How about that? Something along those lines. Do something worthy cause. But Joe, any thoughts on that? About What If writing team taking over X-Men 97?
They got some right, they got some wrong. That's just par for any show. So let's hope the hits are more than the misses.
Yeah, can't argue that. But Invincible Fight Girl, its first season wrapped up. Fellas, what do we think? Is it worth season 2, or is this a wonderful attempt and you never want to see it again?
I'm in the middle.
Okay.
I think the last 2 episodes could have been more of the whole season. Like, we finally have a credible villain. We have someone who's actually intimidating our leader character. I think that Keith David playing the bad guy.
Yes.
So we have him playing that bad guy and the narrator. He's kind of giving, because I just watched the first season. Nana, Grandma, Mimi's friend from back in the day for Moon Girl, who ends up coming to the roller rink. He's kind of giving that vibe. And the fact that she's taking on her tutelage to kind of not deal with it.
Yeah.
Also, Tony Baker coming back and the backstory for the Perm Gang. And
man,
that was tough.
Yeah,
that was tough.
The bullies
were
bullied. Yeah.
Not to cut you off, Tafari. Tony Baker, if you ever hear this podcast, please do more voiceover roles. You had me dying with the Perm Gang. Oh, he had me in tears. Like I said, for anybody that's not watched Invincible Fight Girl, watch it for the Perm Gang at least, because Tony Baker voices one of the characters. It is worth the 4 episodes that he's in. Because like I said, for me, I loved it. I like the fact that where they're going with it. It was a slow start at first, but at the end, it does set up for season 2. I hope they get a season 2, just because I think it was great. It's wrestling. The best example I can give to this, because yes, it is about a person encouraging their dreams of wrestling. It's not Perfect Muscle. So although Perfect Muscle on Netflix. Ultimate Muscle. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Ultimate Muscle on Netflix. Should watch that anyway, because that's a great series right now. But Invincible Fight Girl, I would definitely watch it. It's worth it to me. Again, it was exactly packaged as it should have been for the first season. Really, the whole idea of of her learning a certain style really made for it. Characters were supporting. Not really boring areas, but like I said, season 2 hopefully will be better, because like I said, it wasn't knocking off the wall, but at least it wasn't boring. It did make you want to watch each week, but that's just my opinion. But Joe, Chris, what did you guys have on it?
Chris, go before I bag on this a little bit.
I agree with you, Spartan. This was one of those fun ones, and once again, Black Girl Magic. But yeah, the voice work was right on par. When I heard Tony Baker and Keith David, I was just like, "Oh, we're in the end game now, huh? We're doing it. Okay, I see what you're doing." I was already sold, but you guys just pushed it over the top. So yeah, it is fun. It's definitely something fun to watch. When I see shows like this or Craig of the Creek or just fun concentrated shows like episodes like that,
Yeah.
it just makes it just worth watching, and it's not too convoluted. It's it's your basic fighting type anime wrestling world type thing, but very what's the word I'm looking for, outside the box,
Right.
because when you call a match, you're like, I want a match, and all of a sudden a wrestling ring just shows up out of nowhere.
Right.
So it does those type of things, and it's fun, and it's just like, okay, there's obviously a world where wrestling is pushed into the upper echelon of not just entertainment, but the end all be all, because you end up with, I don't know where these crowds come from. Right. The crowds triple in size.
I guess it comes with the ring, personally, but you have a ring, instant crowd. But who am I to argue? That makes for good action. But Joe, what were you gonna say?
Okay, I had issues with this, especially the finale. The finale should have been 3 episodes. We did not need that foot fetish cowboy arc at all, outside of establishing Brawley.
I would say, yeah, I like that it
Take
tied.
1 episode from that, give it to the finale.
I forgot about that one.
The foot fetish.
The foot or the fist?
No, that was somebody's fetish episode. Don't lie to me. Don't tell me I'm wrong.
No, you got no argument. You got no disagreement there.
Like,
No
my
disagreement.
biggest issue in the finale is we are still going with the I need to believe in myself, I need to do this my own way lesson, which has been something she's been doing the whole series.
Okay.
We established a credible threat in that little in the Chinese wrestle, which should have been the final fight. Perm Gang should have been the first 2 episodes, because we established in that thing she is so OP at that point. She is basically, for wrestling fans, she is Sting with a baseball bat and a ring full of NWO members.
I was
At
so
no
confused
point-
by
at
that
no point in
literally
time
the other day.
they- even at the forum one, they were not a viable threat for a finale. Yes,
Yeah.
it was sad what happened, and I love their backstory, but they were not a credible threat at all in ring for the finale. It should have been give first episode, second episode, deal with them. She goes on to the finale. She goes on to the ring against a little Asian kid who just like observation hockey the crap out of her opponent.
Yeah.
And then get the only hit she gets on them is the perfect strike. And then even then it only doesn't deal that much damage. That would have been great, because that would have shown, hey, I can do it now, but the technique is raw with me. I don't know how to control it. I don't know how to aim it. But the other little girl's like, oh, something I need to look out for in the future. The Keith David stuff and everything else, that's fine. Like that's fine. It's just the repetitiveness of the same lesson being taught to her over and over and over again that bother me. It's the lack of credible lack of a credible fight in the finale, because, like I said, she's so OP at that point. Just like,
No. I mean, I can see your point on that.
it's like taking Boo era Goku and putting him against the Cyberman fight.
Damn. Okay, that's
It is
fair.
the only upped ante was them jumping her versus a 1-on-1, which added to it. I will say
Even
for
at that point, when they all jumped in on her, after a while, she just realized, like, oh, wait, everyone's slow and easily exploitable because I've already taken this beat down once. I've already learned everything.
No, that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
actually
fine. Minus the fetish, which I don't think we could have done 1 episode and then like the first 7 minutes to get what we got from the second part, because I kind of saw the backstory coming, because that was the first setup for season 2. When they didn't solve that and Homegirl just ends up getting ran off by her own parents, I felt bad for that, and I'm like, all right, you deserve better.
You're
But
basically an analogy for Broly. I mean, that's all that girl is.
bro, I mean, yeah, not Avatar Kyoshi who can read ki or whatever, and Keith David. Those are season 2 setups, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
said that they should have taken an episode away from that and given that to the finale and let it be. God, I can't even remember her name now. What is our main character's name?
Andy.
80.
And it should have been Andy versus the Kyoshi girl, and the only blow she lands is the ultimate strike, which is poorly aimed and only nicks her.
That would have been good.
Yeah, it would have been. But to answer your question, at Midnight Club 3, was the show good? Yeah, it is. It's worth watching.
Despite all my misgivings about the finale and that one, the two-parter that didn't need to be a two-parter, it's an excellent series. It does a great job. Great side characters. I love the Ken and Ryu or Sean and
Yeah, there's a lot of homages. Yeah, a lot of cameos and homages. It's just you will find yourself kind of like we are as a unit. You find yourself kind of towing the line between is this a reference or is it overdone? And that's very much a personal choice. Neither one is wrong, and it's perfectly fine which way you go each episode.
I mean, M. Brandon's buddy, who just like shows up at the finale, he's just Sean from Street Fighter.
Yeah,
I like that whole dynamic though. That was cool.
I did too. No, that was good. I like that. I like that he's got a friend outside of his super huge family, and that he even goes to Michael's like, nah, dude, like I knew you were gonna jump ship, but I was fine with it because you were never gonna grow in our house.
Fair enough. But we do gotta keep that going. But yeah, definitely check out Invincible Fight Girl, guys. It is definitely worth it. Joe, I'm gonna toss this one to you because I am still in the middle of watching season 2 of Lower Decks. Sir, I know you have watched the series with the series ending as of last year. Your thoughts, sir?
I'm so mad that they've already edited one of the best episodes so that we don't get to see the husband on husband kiss between Garrick and alternate dimension Garrick and holograph Bashir as they are husbands in that thing. That was like the best penultimate episode ever. But no, this was a fine season. They got some good stuff. More guest characters came in. We got an episode with Brent Spiner. We got a really star-studded cast, like a huge Trek-studded cast in the penultimate episode. Final episode was a little bit lackluster, but also still good. I'm gonna miss this series. This is like one of the most, according to some, I forget what it was, but this was like the highest watched sci-fi series of 2024 was Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Well earned. March, they're going to have a Blu-ray of everything. I've already got seasons 1 through 4. I just need the season 5 Blu-ray. I'm already good.
Definitely physical media, guys. As we keep saying on here and on Blurred's Eye View, they don't care. Do not depend on streaming services to carry your favorite television series because you guys haven't noticed, they are cutting them like tree branches. And if you also haven't noticed, trying to get steel books or trying to get collector's editions, Tafar will tell you it is not easy. And Best Buy has already sat there and turned around and said they're not carrying most of this stuff. So
neither is Target.
Oh,
the only place to get physical media now is Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart now has the monopoly. All of the excess stock has gone back from Best Buy to Walmart. I just finally got the because pre-orders opened back up for Sonic 3. Transformers 1 actually came out yesterday, but at least for us here in Dallas, the damn trucks are delayed. So we'll see when those get to the stores.
So yes, physical media, if you can pick it up, definitely take it. As far as Star Trek Lower Decks, I'm still in the middle of season 2. I will agree with Joe. It is definitely a show worth watching. Regardless of not if you're a Star Trek fan, if you just want to laugh at something funny and off the wall and doesn't take themselves too seriously, Lower Decks is definitely it. I'm like I said, kind of sad to say that they at least got a good run. I also think they should have got another season, but that's just me.
Answer, Mr. Hogan, yes, it did.
Yep. Has your Strange New Worlds. Yes, it did.
For anyone else, season 3 and 4 are probably my favorite seasons because Talin comes in.
Mhm.
She is my favorite character. I love Talin so much. I got her autograph where it says "Stay Vulcan as a motherfucker" to me.
Wow. Oh Lord. Outside that, guys, the Doctor Who Christmas episode.
Emotionally crippling.
I didn't catch this one. You guys got
I
it.
had not seen it. So
Chris is shaking his head. He knows.
was it
I did not see it coming.
Oh my God! No. When they kept saying the rules, I'm thinking like some sort of space corporation rules, some sort of intergalactic empire rules. I was not thinking those rules. That was unfair and unkind.
I was gonna say, was it that heart wrenching? I mean, I still gotta watch it, but was it that heart wrenching?
You're
Yes.
You want me to tell you or what? I mean, because we're well in spoiler territory.
No, go ahead. I'm still gonna watch. I'm still gonna watch regardless. Go for it.
So they keep saying the rules. They meant 2020 COVID rules, where this woman's mother dies in a hospital alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
They referenced the entire. You're just like, oh fuck. They're just like,
No, like it didn't hit me what the rules were until they like showed the mom. It's like, oh, it's those rules.
Yeah.
Heart wrenching. Okay.
And then it takes it a step further when you near the end, and you're just like, well, damn.
Oh no, the most emotionally crippling thing for me is where he has to live like the full year.
Oh,
and then
when he tells him, he says, you have to take the long way around. He's like, what does that mean? Because he's talking to himself. He sees a version of he sees a future version of himself, and he says, you have to take the long way around. What does that mean? He's like, you'll get it. And he had to live in that time hotel for an entire year.
Just being the maintenance man, building up a friendship and rapport with that sweet, wonderful woman who I think she was the companion for him in this special, not the other one.
Yeah, not Joy.
She was.
Yeah.
So now me and Chris have emotional damage every time we hear Old Lang Syne.
Well, I guess I got something to look forward to later on tonight. Damn.
It's a very much by the end, you're very much like, oh, but damn.
That's gonna hurt. But no, I just wanted to know. So basically, emotionally prepare myself. Cool, got it.
Emotional damage.
I haven't been this as far as Doctor Who is concerned. I haven't been that much emotionally invested since David Tennant's leaving.
Okay.
Yes, that's a good one.
Like that episode where he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go episode. Yeah.
I don't want to go.
Yeah, it's him going around seeing all the companions, and it's one of those moments. You're just like, you bitch.
Comes back and says, I still don't want to go. Dang. That's still messed up. All right. So that's good to know. Well, outside of that, because Skeleton's Crew is still going on, but we will actually cover that next Friday just for time's sake.
So, I'm hearing now this is actually trending worse than Acolytes.
What?
Like people are just done with the series because they don't care.
Save that for next week because I know.
I disagree. I'm very
having
much
fun with it. It's
I'm
fun.
enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it too, but just promise me, I promise, guys, we will go over that next Friday just because.
Isn't the finale next Tuesday?
Yes.
Yes.
We got to be wrapping up story wise anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up story wise very soon. So trust me, we will definitely get to that next week. But we do need to go ahead and get to comics because again, this was the big catch up from December.
Oh no, we're missing one more.
Say what?
We're missing one.
What are we missing?
We're talking about Dragon Ball.
Shit. Yes, we did.
We had something monumentous happen in one of those episodes.
Was that through his own?
Oh right. Oh crap.
Was that through his own ability, or was that through the Namek basically tinkering with both of them?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Because remember, the Namek was like, they both like to fight. So, and then he kind
Oh
of
no,
zapped.
it was with him powering up the Tamagami.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Vegeta's had this in his back pocket ever since he saw it.
Vegeta had a cell. For all those that did not see Daima
Oh no,
episode,
there's no way he didn't get spoiled.
you can't get spoiled because
It was screenshots everywhere before the episode damn near dropped.
yeah.
The screenshot for the episode officially in Crunchyroll and Hulu was him.
I just laughed because how you gonna have the same shot of him doing from the Cell games to the Tamagotchi? You had the whole Ascended Saiyan with the arm out with the smirk. I'm like, you do realize how this ended in the Cell games, and it's like, had you not let him go perfect Cell, we wouldn't have this problem. So how about we don't tease the robot? Just saying. But ultimately, if you watch the next last episode, he did win, and then the whole thing with the I forgot what his test was after he beat the robot.
It was a word problem.
Yeah, it was a word problem.
Johnny has 5 apples, and then one of those types.
Yeah.
I love that everyone's like, oh, even Bulma's like, he's not good with these kind of math problems.
And he surprised everybody.
Yeah. No, but it's just the big Super Saiyan. It's just the fact that Vegeta officially goes Super Saiyan 3 and Goku's like, when was he able to do this?
Right. The
Bulma's like, no, he didn't stop.
The one time Goku was surprised by Vegeta kind of beating him in the demon world a little bit. I was like, as a Vegeta fan, I was like, finally, let this man have his time to shine. Not to say that Goku will always have his time to shine because he's got ultimate plot armor, but still.
So
Vegeta go ahead.
No. Go ahead, and then I'll go after you because something just occurred to me.
I mean, I just want Vegeta to have his moment in the sun. I mean, he doesn't always get it, but in episode 11, he actually did get it. But that's all I was going to say.
So my thing is why I'm a Vegeta fan is that man truly is a genius. Goku took the majority of I don't know how long from Super Saiyan. He probably got Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 pretty close together and being in the afterlife.
Pretty much.
Vegeta got it within 4 months of seeing it.
That's a special kind of anger. But then again, he always looked at Kakarot and was like, he's always ahead of me. So, in his mind, that's just like, how dare you? He's like, yeah, we're friends, but at the same time, I still don't like you to the point to how you could exceed this far, and yet I'm still stuck here. So
I mean, this is at the point where Vegeta admits that Goku is number one, so he's over some of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's also Vegeta recognizing. I just like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta because he's just like, he's quiet, he's not that boastful. He's like, all right, I got a job to do. This thing even tells Trunks, I think, in Super Saiyan 3 form sucks. It just eats up your stamina. Even Goku tells Cauliflower at one point, it's like, oh, there's a level 3. 3 really sucks. Look, 3 just sucks. Go stay at Super Saiyan 2. We'll get you to God form later, kiddo. Super Saiyan 3 sucks.
And yet,
but it was still cool. And it's also, they say that they were using the original production design that Toriyama envisioned 3 to be.
Yeah.
With Kid Vegeta. The new episode this week was a pretty classic old school Dragon Ball episode.
Mm-hmm.
We're landing on a planet where everybody's giants and we gotta just try to get away from a child and his dog.
And Goku's surrounded by fleas. Goku's surrounded by fleas.
Yeah, Goku having to fight off ticks. Yep.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was real interesting. I said that kind of reminded me of the Red Ribbon Army episode, when he had to fight. What was it? Was it a Loch Ness monster type or a dragon type? One of the two.
No. You're thinking about the Jelly Monster, where freeze him solid.
Yeah.
So, and then when he tried to give him the sensu beetle or whatever, and Vegeta still has
no, and I'm like, my dude, we open the first time we see you are munching on a bug.
Yeah.
He has a more refined palate now. Also, he hates insects, I think, now, or at least specifically worms. I remember that being a thing.
Yeah.
Also, we now can confirm Vegeta Boob Man.
I mean,
no, it's literally confirmed in the episode.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying not to say.
Is that why he was so insulted and put all the fucking house defenses on Goku when he accidentally went into her house?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, other things we can quickly talk about. New anime that's come out. Stuff I can recommend right off the bat. Headhunted by the Demon King because I'm a middle-aged salaryman. Actually good.
Wait, time out. Repeat that title again.
It's an isekai, so you know it's about 15 sentences long.
Fair.
Headhunted by the Demon King because I'm a middle-aged salaryman.
Okay, I did hear it right. All right, go ahead.
This is over there trying not to laugh at these titles. It's actually pretty decent. What are some of the other ones? Got them on my Crunchyroll list. Stuff I am watching. Of course, Crunchyroll is going to take forever. The Red Ranger Isekai episode tomorrow. Sakamoto Days tomorrow.
Yeah,
we look for that one.
I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow, just because of how the premise of that anime is.
For Magia, that is the new anime, which is already a video game. This is made by the Fairy Tail Dude. This is Magical World, but this time it's farming simulator turned into RPG. We also have Amiku MD, Dr. Detective. I think Doogie Howser meets House, but also she's a 20-year-old who looks like a 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. It actually is a decent medical detective series. I will be continuing it for a little bit. We'll see where I tap out. Zenshu is the other one that I got on my list, where it is an animator. It's an animator who works it's about the animation industry.
Okay.
What are you laughing at, Chris? Have you watched this anime as well?
Over there.
Chris is kind of dying. That's why I was like, has he heard these titles?
No. No, it's something else.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't contain myself. That's all. It's fine.
I was like, has Chris heard these titles?
I can read some of these other 12-paragraph isekai entries. They got those titles. No. Zenshu is where it's not quite an isekai. She is. It's like Shirobako, where it's the anime about the anime industry, and she's a director and animator.
Okay.
And she is so overloaded with crunch that her mind just kind of like shuts down, and she's trying to figure out how to mentally fix an animated. Are you going to die from laughing?
I'm going to die.
He's going to die from laughing. You might as well go through your list, Joe.
No, go.
Go on, go through your list, Joe.
Where she's trying to fix movies that didn't do well in her own mind. So good one on that. Like I said, Red Ranger Isekai that comes out tomorrow. We'll see that. That one's one of the most anticipated ones outside of Sakamoto Days.
Okay.
Moving over into Kermix.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Before you do that,
Smaller list this time?
Huh? Oh yeah. Well, while you're setting that up, why are you getting that?
Smaller list this.
Yeah, he's hit that level. Well, Joe, while you're actually pulling that up, really quickly, we do always want to show love to Rick's Comic City. Because why? They support us here at Get Bit. If you are in the Middle Tennessee area, definitely check them out. They're Nashville's #1 go-to place for comic books, for collector's items, things of that nature. They also have a website, rickscomiccity.com. You can definitely check them out there for your weekly pull list, things of that nature. Let them know the guys at Get Bit sent you. It doesn't get you any discounts, but again, you see our faces on their televisions. We show them love, so they show us love. So definitely check out Rick's Comic City if you are in the Middle Tennessee area. If you are not in the Middle Tennessee area, guys, please support your local comic book stores, support your local libraries. Why? They need your patronage. I am not. Yes, Starbucks is fun. Barnes and Noble is fun. Media Play, if it's somewhere in your area, I get it. But guys, in this time of day, guys, as you see with stores and brick and mortar stores closing, It is more important than ever to support your local comic book stores, support your libraries. Libraries carry the most up-to-date comic books, mangas, and video games. A lot of people don't know that. Video games also are carried in libraries. At the same time, guys, these bookstores, these places that we love to go to need your support as well. Definitely spend your time and also importantly, your money there, because you're going to miss them when they are definitely gone. And also, kids, I know you guys are back in school. Read the banned books. There's a list. You'll thank us later. But, Joe, I do see that you're up and ready, sir. So whenever you're ready.
Last week we had Miles number 28 come out. Black Panther takes him to Wakanda so that they can commune with Bast to remove his vampirism, as he did that. She did that for T'Challa. However, things are not great because Bast does not like Miles because Miles is spoken for by Anansi.
Yep.
And Anansi's got his own trials for Miles to get this thing done. There was a lot of point of contention on the internet over this about why is Miles continually getting the power-ups and all the special treatment, and Anansi even says all spider totems are mine. But people are still mad about Miles continuously getting power up after power up. It's I had to explain this to somebody. It's this is how you sell spider books that are not Peter based. You have to do the opposite of Peter. In 2099, during the 2099 day, Miguel's the exact opposite of Peter. Peter only has no parent. Miguel's got his mom. Peter's the only child. He's got a brother. Peter was not married or seen anybody at that time. At that point, Miguel was engaged. We find out he has a long lost brother. He doesn't. Spider-Man swings on webs. It's cyberpunk. He just has to leap real far and grab onto buildings and sky scooters. Miguel doesn't web swing for a while.
Yeah.
Peter doesn't kill. Miguel has no problem offing people.
Right.
That part.
So, in order to continuously sell a spider book, Miles is the same way. Peter's barely ever part of the team. Miles has been part of multiple teams, even his own team in the earlier books, where he's teamed up with Gold Balls and 2 other mutants, I think.
Yeah.
And Ned and Keenan and whatnot. And then he was a champion. He was an Avenger. So Miles is always a part of the team. Miles has his family. Peter still doesn't have his family.
Right.
Peter got powers by the other. Miles had extra powers from Jump Street. You always have to expand and make people different from Peter to continuously sell the book.
Yep.
That is the thing here. Now, him making a hard light construct out of Venom power, now we're getting into a bit of a goofy territory, because if we're going to make fun of the Flash for doing that in the final season of the Flash, I'm going to make fun of Miles doing it now. At least equal opportunity on that. I think the Venom sword is a little much, because I don't think you should be making hard light constructs out of Venom shock power. Ben making weapons out of his thing is at least somewhat coherent, because he says it's psychoreactive slime. It's psychoreactive and can make shapes.
Kind of apples to oranges, but okay.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm not going to argue that, but still. And then people are just well, he keeps getting new suits. It's Miles. He can change his suit as much as he changes everything else.
True.
That's fine. The vibranium suit keeps his vampirism at bay and lets him use his venom powers more efficiently.
Yep.
Big deal. You guys complained when he had the hoodie suit for a little bit, and that went away.
Or the Thor variant.
Yeah. Oh boy. Let's not
forget the Thor variant and its hammers on.
No, please.
We don't talk about the what if.
Please, let's forget that one.
That was not a what if. That was a WTF.
Yes.
Yeah, very much.
No, the book is pretty much summed up as like he's going to go through the trials of Anansi to cure his vampirism. Meanwhile, and his first trials to fight the Avatar of Bass, so he's got to fight T'Challa.
Right. I mean, damn. Of
Now,
all
as for
things.
who it is written by, it is written by Cody Ziegler.
No, go ahead.
Art by Danielle Del Nicolo, with colors by Brian Valencia and letters by VC's Corey P. Did anybody else get a chance to read this?
Yes. I did. I liked it. I liked it for the simple fact of the matter is that Bass was already pissed. she was already pissed with T'Challa, and T'Challa is trying to ask for forgiveness. Miles is confused. Anansi just shows up out of nowhere.
T'Challa's on a redemption tour right now.
Yeah, Bass is more pissed because Anansi's there. Anansi's like, we are brethren. We are brethren deities, and you're not going to be, we can't help him, but I'm going to help him because he's one of my scions. And it's a good story. I did like the fact of how that was going to go. And Shuri kind of was a little bit more M'Baku than the Shuri that we're used to in the MCU, where it's like you're mocking tradition, and Miles is like, what I thought it was a key. I know you were handing me the heart-shaped herb that T'Challa has. So overall, it is setting up for a very nice story. So far with Spider-Man, with Miles Morales Spider-Man. At the same time, the fact that every time I read Anansi, I hear Orlando Jones' voice now. In anything,
I will take nothing else or less.
Really?
I will take nothing less.
When I hear it, it always makes me think of the time Anansi appeared in Static Shock.
Same thing. I can see. I mean, that would work too. It's just that ever since American Gods, anytime it comes to Anansi, I'm like, dang it, I cannot get Orlando Jones' voice out of my head reading this.
I mean, that's fair. Moving on over, we get all new Venom. This is written by Al Ewing, art by Carlos Gomez, and colors by Frank D'Amato. So there's a new thing about this thing, which I love about this book. It is, who is the new Venom? And my God, does Paul suck? For those of you unaware, Dylan Brock is now currently the permanent resident of Mary Jane Watson and her boyfriend Paul, who no one likes Paul. Al Ewing, bless this man.
They keep trying to keep push Paul on us.
They really do.
Oh God, Dylan is ruthless to Paul in this one. It's like, how dumb are you? The two children disappear. Two imaginary children disappear on you.
That burn. Oof. That was a burn.
Also, we still don't know who the Venom is. We just know that Dylan wants the symbiote back, but we don't know who it is. We know it's not Luke Cage now.
See, that's the thing. They say it's not Luke Cage, but it's not Robbie. And I forgot the third person's name already.
Rick Jones or Madam Mask.
Thank you. Rick Jones, because Madam Mask is definitely not Venom. I'm certain at this point Madam Mask is not the all new Venom, but I can't help but wonder just because of how Venom. It's like, could Robbie or could it be Cage? And I'm still saying it could be Luke Cage.
Here's why it can't be Luke Cage, because Luke Cage is impervious to bullets and Venom had to dodge the bullet to the face. And remember, Venom, the symbiote's whole thing is that it enhances the powers of the user. So if Luke is bulletproof to begin with, Venom wouldn't need to dodge.
True. But still, I mean, and then okay. Well, if we go by that logic, then it's either Robbie or Rick.
Yeah.
If you're going by that logic, but damn it, Luke has
still Al Ewing has made this like, who is the Venom symbiote, and let's just be mean to Paul.
Pretty much,
and I'm okay with that.
Although Dylan roasting Paul over his vegan diet, that's still damn.
This is such a fun book.
That still hits.
I'm only reading it just so see how much more roasting we can get Paul till they get rid of him.
Or it turns to an ant, or they turn to a villain.
Yep. Uncanny X-Men number 8. This is the finale of the first X event, Raid on Grey Malkin, which pretty much no one knows what's going on. Because this is like really, really small thing. This is written by Gail Simone, art by Javier Goran, and colors by Matt Wilson. Both the the Louisiana X-Men and the Alaskan X-Men all meet up at the X-Mansion to try to free or make sure Charles does not escape. Rogue's team wants Charles to help out. Cyclops is like, God, no.
Right.
No, we're keeping him in there. But we are there to free the mutant center because they have Blob, Banshee, Wild Child, and Toad, I think.
Toad, yeah. Toad's the captive.
Okay. From the people running the Grey Malkin Institute, the Xavier Mansion now, which is an anti-mutant faction using mutants against other mutants. It's just one big X-Men fight. It's fun. We learned new bad guys are called avians, which I don't know if that's going to amount to anything or not. Because I'm only reading this for the Juggernaut, for the single brain cell team of Juggernaut and Magic. Not to like you know me. I'm calling a spade a spade. Those two operate off a single brain cell.
But I do like the fact that the division between Rogue and Cyclops, because Rogue kind of. Rogue was rated at 86 everybody, but Cyclops is like, no, Charles needs to stay here. Rogue is like, no, he needs to go. And it's interesting that Rogue reminds me of somebody's ideology because it's like Cyclops is done with. So it's funny part. Cyclops is done with Charles. He's like, above all else, he's done with him. While Rogue is like, no, he needs to be saved. And then you got the inmate X that is sitting behind this big ass red door that used to be Cerebro. It's like, who is this guy that they're just holding on to that, if all else fails, we just let him out? That's the question. I was like, who is behind the red door? But
probably Legion.
Probably is Legion. But the fact that Charles and Scurvy were just having a one-on-one mental fight that looked like Street Fighter 2 was still funny to me. But no, it was a good issue, though.
It was fun. I like it. The artwork was probably the best part of it. The artwork was great. Moving on over, we get Magic number 1. We already know this is my book of the week. No one acts too surprised. Written by Ashley Allen, art by Jermaine Peralta, colors by Arthur Ursley. It's Ileana's birthday. Ileana does not do birthdays. As a result, she turns on TV, which conveniently shows a woman who is possibly a mutant has been murdered in a small town. And Ileana's like, deuces. No birthday for me. No birthday party for me. Magic ensues. The Dark Child types take over. Magical gunmen, which can manipulate bullets through things and other stuff that deals with magic. This was a great read. Good first intro. Her having a solo series. This is this is not her first one. She's had a mini series, but her having her first ongoing series.
Yeah.
This is a good start. Long overdue, in my opinion. I just had a lot of fun with it. The art was great. Everybody is who they should be. I think I think Ashley Allen has a good voice for everybody, and I hope to see her in more X books in the future. But this was a strong read.
I agree. It was for me to actually, because I don't know a lot about Magic, so this issue was definitely worth reading about. And my limited knowledge on the Dark Child and the fact that she kind of embraced it a little bit kind of tells me there's a dark side, unresolved situation there. So, yeah, it'll keep me reading. I'm down with it.
And then final book of the night, Transformers number 16, written by Danny Warren Johnson, art by George Corona and Cars by Sarah Stern. Okay, it's the Decepticons versus the Renegades, which is what I'm calling Starscream's team. If you're a GoBots fan and get that reference, I'm proud of you. We get to see Bruticus fight Devastator. Meanwhile, Optimus Prime is slowly being corrupted by Megatron's arm, which is great because that shows the corrupting influence. Just like a single piece of Megatron can corrupt anybody, because Optimus is starting to see some really dark stuff.
Right.
I've not seen some of the messed up stuff like that since the early IDW days, where the Autobots still had human sidekicks for about 10 issues before they ditched them. Bad things happen to those poor children. Megatron comes back into the field. So does Trailbreaker. Good for Trailbreaker. I like that we bring back Trailbreaker. But the big highlight is Bruticus versus Devastator fighting in front of a dam, and Optimus standing there with Megatron's arm as a corrupting influence, like, I've got to stop this. They'll ruin, destroy everything. Just blows up the dam. And Jazz is like, boss.
No explanation outside of run.
Meanwhile, in Cybertron, Cliff Jumper is carrying around the sparks of his friend. I think they find Warpath.
Yeah, they did find Warpath.
I didn't remember if it was Warpath or Power Glide.
Yep, Warpath.
With Alita 1 as they try to scour Cybertron, the piece of Cybertron that's still there. And they find something that Cliff Jumper's going to upload the sparks into. God only knows what. I fear that we may be getting Frankentron, which is a real thing. But no, the way they defeated Starscream was great. They just took the little remote control and just pushed him to go the opposite direction.
They rolled him off a cliff with a remote control,
which was great.
Because it was attached to a tank. Well, tank track.
I want to know what kind of relationship Thundercracker now has with Skywarp. I want to know if this is a brotherly thing, a romantic thing. We've been in a war for 1,000,000 years kind of thing. I just want clarification. I don't care. I love it to death either way. The book's fantastic. The artwork's great. It gives me Bruticus versus Devastator because Bruticus is the strongest, one of the second strongest combiner after Predaking, but the least articulate.
Jesus.
Which makes me love him so much.
It was a good issue though, but yeah, they give me idle hands with
Megatron.
Thank you. Megatron giving me idle hands to Optimus Prime. That was just weird. But
feel bad for Laserbeak though.
Oh well, Laserbeak, at least they see eye to eye now.
That's so mean. And it's because of the cartoon where Laserbeak is almost Megatron's personal pet as much as he is Soundwave's. It's buddy, you didn't need to do that. He probably would have just let you around normally. You didn't have to do that to him.
Still was funny though.
Yeah, I guess. Oh no, those are the comics this week. We were very short on comics because a lot of week 5 stuff. It happens. We had no DC. There was nothing I could find in DC that was worth it.
Oh well, they keep on telling me to go back to
Batman.
They keep on telling me to go back to Absolute Batman, so I may venture back in there because that first issue did not inspire.
I will say this: Ultimate Superman got better on issue 3, and Ultimate Wonder Woman is Absolute Superman got a lot better in issue 3, and Absolute Wonder Woman is just killing it no matter what.
Cool. Well, thank you, Joe, for the comic book pulls. And as we kind of call it a close on this one, for the catch up from 2004 to 2020, for 20.5, I do want to start what everybody's doing. So I will start with, I call him the man, the myth, the legend. I'm going to start calling him Mr. Cardio. But Tafari, sir, you want people to know what you're doing outside of really getting in shape and inspiring me to go back to the gym 3 times a day?
My legs are suffering for what I did today. Yeah, you can find me on all platforms underneath this name. I'm still posting on the regular. I'm also still testing this trial reels feature that Instagram is doing. So come back next month for a report on that. But I am doing a walkathon. I am streaming games and walking on a walking pad / treadmill for at least an hour a day. And then if the stream will allow it, or my life does, we will continue to play something new. We're playing different games every day. Some stuff I'm doing for the first time. Yesterday I got stuck in the damn tutorial for Transformers for an hour and a half, so that was fun. Yeah, today, since we're 10 days in, I tried something different and found this old dance pad. So managed to do 2 DDR games and not get completely blocked off the face of the earth. So that was fun. Gearing up for next month, I'm trying to do 28 days of Black unboxings. I just got another piece in the mail from a friend of mine. So if you know anybody who would like to participate or has cool things to show off and they want somebody to talk about it in a hip fashion, holla at me. But other than that, that is it for January.
All right. Yeah, the whole thing about you doing cardio made my legs cramp up and I didn't run.
Yeah,
but
stretching is important, people. Stretching and drinking water. Just putting that out there.
Very much. Captain, you're up, sir.
The crew's on a break. But we're still busy. You can still catch us on right here at this little thing right there at Blurred's Eye View. You go right there. You can check us out there. You can go to the YouTube page and still see some of the videos that we post up. You will see us coming back at the beginning of February, but you will still see us. So remember to still sign up at Blurred Station. Still sign up and join us over at Blurred's Eye View. Have some fun. We just posted up our reviews for What If, the final watch. And you can also listen to us wherever you listen to the podcast, on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and so many other places. Outside of that, I am taking a much-needed reprieve while I'm creating bumpers and writing scripts for new commercials and voice work. So there. That's all I'm up to.
Nice. Although the voice work, sir, whether it be Batman or whether it be a villain, it hits. Joe, it does hit, sir. Joe, let people know what you're doing.
I'm doing Ultraman things with Tafari. The end game is upon us for Ultraman Arc. I've got to talk to Tafari about this coming week. I got something we may do so we can just do another 2-parter and end out the series. Other than that, I am streaming Big Stompy Robot content over on Total Justice Gaming. Right now we're doing Grendizer, Feast of Wolves. I beat MechWarrior 5 Mercs, and now we're doing 1970s Super Robo stuff. I have to put a disclaimer every time because names of characters are moderately offensive because it's the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
They think it's a good idea to call one of the alien characters General Blackie. It's not my fault. As we snicker in the background.
We understand.
It's the 70s. I can't help these things. Other than that, I'm just waiting for new games to drop. Sin Duality, I think, is a new one coming out. It already had an anime, but looks to be MechWarrior-ish, but with anime waifus attached to the mechs. We'll see what that's like. I may dive back into MechWarrior Clans on hard mode and see what that does to my patience. Also, gearing up to move. So that will take some time and effort and coordination, which luckily I hope to have. But we'll see how that goes and if I get any more great from that. But yes, moving into my own place. It will be an experience.
Moving's always fun.
Oh yeah. I'm slowly, thankfully, because of my job, there's always a lot of boxes around I can take. So I'm slowly gathering boxes. I've already taken inventory of what's going to be in the apartment and what's going to be staying in the closet of the apartment.
Nice.
Other than that, not too much. One of my friends pointed out they actually opened a TCG shop in Bellevue. It's a little bit too late for me. I don't want to play card games anymore. It's not healthy for me. Other than that, it is since New Year, Chinese New Year is coming up, and API Middle Tennessee is doing a bunch of stuff. The 16th, we will be over at the zoo for Zillumination. We will be doing other things. I think there's a symphony at the end of the month.
Nice.
Pardon. Yeah, like I said, it's pretty even flow for me as we go. So that's pretty much it right now. I'm not streaming Street Fighter, just like big stompy robots are my thing at the moment. Waiting for Monster Hunter in February.
Aren't we all? But cool. Well, I guess I'm up. But before I get to myself, I do always want to do shameless plugging as usual, starting with Blur Station. I know Chris mentioned that earlier, but we always got to mention it is the table, the vehicle that we've always wanted, where our content, our viewership, most importantly, our dollars should be going to. Tubi is great, but Tubi is well worth over $100 million at this point. The problem is Tubi is owned by the same guy that owns Fox. Yes.
Stop giving them your money.
Pretty much. Stop giving the old white man your money. I never thought I'd say that out loud in 2025. I'm going to be saying that a lot. The thing about Blur Station is, guys, it is for us, by us, for us to enjoy. They have movies. They have television. They have anime. They have different shows out there, all for your viewing pleasure. If you definitely want to check it out, go to blurstation.com, hit the join now button, select the Blur's Eye View Affinity membership. Anybody there. We do not care who you pick. Whether it's Chris at Chris Fury, Roomful of Blurs, we'll be watching myself, Black Spartan, Tafara TV, Navy, or Game Montel, or Geek by Heart. We would all appreciate it. At the same time, guys, as you can see, it's $10.99 a month. $10.99 a month to stream Blur Station. After 36 months, you do have the ability to own a piece of Blur Station, and there's never been an easier way to own a piece of a media network than trying to do the stock exchange, because right now, nobody's your friend on the stock exchange. But definitely check out Blur's Eye View always. But also check out blurstation.com because, again, it is the vehicle that we've always asked for, and it needs our support. Also, check out alwayspressrecord.com or APR TV on the Roku apps. Why? Because shows like Blur's Eye View, shows like How the Frack Got Here, shows like Get Bit Podcast are all available on the APR TV app. Again, another vehicle to where our content, our viewership, most importantly, our dollars should be going to. So definitely check out alwayspressrecord.com on the interwebs or APR TV on your smart TV app. Outside of me, guys, I am trying to just hold on as a dad with 3 kids. 2 of them are under 2. Pray for me. That being said, Black_Spartan 615, as you can find me on the interwebs. Still doing helping out. Well, not helping out. That's a sad word. Doing my little part with the other Titans on Blur's Eye View, which we'll be returning Chris back in February if I got that right. Definitely also check out, guys, also in the comments too as well, check out Lady Mandalore at Roomful of Blurs, as she has her show along with the Reverend Navy Montel every Sunday. I almost said Saturday, my bad. Also, Geek by Heart, who's also in the comments. Check out Geek by Heart also on YouTube as well, as she will be streaming. I think she's still doing Echoes of Wisdom. I don't know if she's beat that or not. But also the reviews that her and her husband Jay do are always fun to watch, as she is the creator of horror. Pretty much, guys, if you actually go to the Blur's Eye View website, all of our shows are there. Thankfully, Mr. Tafara TV for setting that up for us, to where you'll be able to link in, watch everything, like, share, and subscribe. And again, as you can see, we talk to everybody that comes into the comment section. So again, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, and we pretty much go from there. But at the same time, guys, as we wrap this up, it is cold and flu season. Like I said at the beginning of this podcast, some of us may be in snow, some of us may be in fire. It is literally, the U.S. is basically Mordor right now. So wherever you are, please be safe. Please be comfortable. Check on people, especially children and elderly, because right now, depending on where they are in the world, a little call or a little text can go a long ass way.
Wait, there's 9 of us in the crew, right?
Yeah.
Wait, we need to be going on an adventure then.
We really do. There's 9. I mean, all we need is
if this world is Mordor, we are missing out. Oh God.
We are missing out, and I'm looking for the Hawks right now because you think we're taking the long ass way to Mordor. That hawk is going to be putting in some mileage. That's all I'm saying. But as we wrap
I'm telling you now, my D&D alignment is monk, not dwarf, not barbarian, monk.
Fair enough. Even though cons are not happening, guys, because again the con season has kind of wound down, but we'll probably kick back up in the new year very soon. The rules still apply, and check out Tafari TV for those videos. But my rules are still the same thing: respect the cosplayer at all times. Cosplay is not consent. Please treat people like human beings. It's not that freaking hard. Rule number 2: hygiene. Very freaking important. I cannot stress this enough. I hate going to cons to where folks have to put out deodorant, bath soaps, and everything else. As nice as a joke as it is, guys, I would like to be able to take my 3 children to these cons and enjoy them and not have to worry about somebody not washing their ass that morning. Please wash your ass, clean clothing, brush your teeth, mouthwash, the whole bit. Come clean so we ain't got to worry about spreading diseases, because if you haven't noticed, cold and flus pass very easy and COVID ain't gone. So again, wash your ass. And again, the number 3 rules I have for myself as I have for everybody else, guys: be nice, be kind, share and talk about your fandoms, encourage other people. Don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool. But as we wrap this up, guys, we do thank you all for watching. We will be back here next Friday, same Get Bit time, same Get Bit channel, to see about the news of the week. And fellas, anything we got to say before we call it a night?
I'd like to once again reiterate for all the firefighters who are coming from prison, they didn't do it. Whatever y'all claim they did, they was with me the whole time playing PlayStation, put some money in their books. I've known them my whole life. They wouldn't do anything y'all claim they did. Let them people go home.
Fair enough. Definitely shout out to the firefighters right now on the West Coast that are, y'all putting in work. But Chris, Joe, any last words?
Also, bless Steve Gutenberg.
Yes.
Oh, that man.
Yes.
Mahoney is doing what he's always done in Police Academy.
You could tell the dude doing the news reporting whose birthday was started with the number 2 because he didn't know who Steve Gutenberg.
He had no clue who Steve Gutenberg. And I'm like, he's interviewing Steve Gutenberg right now. That's Mahoney.
I've been there saying Mahoney the entire time. That's like Officer Mahoney. I would have sat there and just said, I just gotta say it one time. One time. Now I promise I'll be professional, but for 30 seconds.
Mahoney, though. I think Short Circuit every time I think of Steve Gutenberg.
Also another one, but I always like, you know what, that's gonna be a whole nother discussion. Police Academy or Short Circuit. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and call it, guys. Thank you all for watching. This will be live very soon on YouTube. We thank you all again. Like we said, please stay safe, stay warm, stay dry, check on people, and I know 2025 is gonna be a rough year, but that's why you got us to get you through it. Take care, guys. We are out. Peace.
Here again.